Aujourd'hui, au bout de ça, on parle de puces qu'on pourra s'implanter. Ce sera quand ça?
Certainement dans les 10 années à venir. Et d'abord, on va les implanter dans nos vêtements, c'est-à-dire wearables, comme on le dit. Et après, on pourrait s'imaginer qu'on les implante dans nos cerveaux ou dans nos topos.
Again, maybe I will use an example. I think it's fascinating what's happening in this field right now. I mean, FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. So it is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance.
All right, so Mike, and first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And today, this is going to be a C-Hip talk. Pretty much, this is not a theory. This is reality. See, long gone the days of those claims of being, shooting from the hip, and there's no way that's an agenda. This man is trying to do that. Well, the evidence is overwhelming now that this man is trying to hit you with that thing. And the powers that be are letting you know that's their intentions, man. And it's Lord Yahweh Shema Shai shedding light on these things. So the evidence is overwhelming. I just know that the Lord told you this. Begin starting with the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, bringing this to light. And this man, he couldn't do nothing to get around it. This is actually part of his task. Task of the Lord, he number and measure the times. He does not move until the said measure is fulfilled. What is part of this devil's measure is to implement that karagma and make it mandatory. And we're seeing the steps that's leading towards it, man. So let's start off the book of Isaiah 42 and verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. So some of the former things, the flood, what the Lord have done in Egypt. And it says, new things do I declare. Why? Because ultimately, those things will declare first. That while you had Noah, you had Moses, Lot, the prophets, to declare the purposes of Yahweh Shema Shai and the new things that's being declared. America being destroyed. And we narrowing the steps towards it, Jacob's trouble was the hour of temptation. It's a big part of it, which is the mandate of the MOTB, man. See, that's not a shot from the dark no more. That's not a shot from the hip. That's not a wild guess. That's reality. And the MOTB, is being the C-Hip is more evidence than sleeping with white women. That's not being pushed in this system. Christianity, these other wayward things they say that is, or your phone or some shit. If it was anything outside of the Karama, the C-Hip, will be damned, man. But those new things that's being declared is the Karama, man. That's a new thing. That's part of the steps to the destruction of America. This is one of the signs we're going to see to show that we had where we at in this journey. And we're at the end because that's happening. It says, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And just going back, like I said, the apostles, the elders brought this to light through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And now you're seeing it constantly, that's just like we see in the Karagma tree flourishing, it's becoming ripe. The sea hip, the plant of the sea hip, when we see them, it begin to bud forth now. More and more evidence show that this is where everything is heading towards. And this is real. It's not a theory, like it's a guess. You got coming up with a hypothesis. No, this is what it is. The book of Job 5, because the Lord has revealed this man's intentions. And that's what he lost. See, Esau already lost because he has been found out. We know his playbook. And that's why it's going to come down, this man coming down with great wrath with his military. More and more draconian laws are being passed. This is how he thinks he's going to combat the decree of Yahweh Shema Shai. So let's get this, the book of Job 5. I started 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands could not perform their enterprise. See, because the devices with, the different plots and schemes, this man, he have a certain agenda. But it ultimately leads to an actual device, which is that sea hip. And part of that is this man creating this man-made famine, certain things that's going to contribute to and move the people to take it. For example, the food shortage. Nigga can't go back to work. Your children, the things of this life. Because the only way to continue in this system, you got to have that thing. But it said the Lord is disappointing this man's devices. Why? Because we telling you his plays. We telling you, he's about to go this way. He's about to go that way. That's the testimony of Yahweh Shai, that light. And just going back, having that information will lead to this man coming down with great wrath. Because now he's been found out. That was one of his strengths, which is the sword, obviously, but deception. And now this man, he's been handicapped pretty much because that the element of deception is being taken away. So what else can he go to but the sword? Matter of fact, let me get an example concerning Elisha. The scripture says things that were written aforetime ran far learning. So this is the book of Second Kings 6, and I'll start at 8. It says, Then the king of Syria warred against Israel and took counsel with his servants, saying, In such a place shall be my camp. So as you can see, the Syrian king was warring against Israel and was counseling on how he's pretty much going to overthrow us, man. And it's the same thing today. This devil have these different summit meetings and concerning, trying to determine the fate of Israel. You go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, because the source is the birthright. That's what it's about, which entails rulership. And this devil have got a taste of power. He know what his true light is. You think he's going to give it up? And in this warped thinking, his warped mind, this is the solution that he have came with. That charagma, which he know about the law of the all. When you read Exodus, the 21st chapter, was that's prophecy as well. Because we actually seeing it. Even though that's for a situation, a scenario, Well, this is the biggest one. Well, this man's going to put everything on the table. Your family, your children, the things of this life that your so-called master, your master gave you. And it's going to be the all. That's going to be the bridge to it, which is now the digital all. Which is going back, this devil, he's taking counsel concerning our destruction, man. It says, and the man of the Most High went to the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. See? And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of the Most High told him and warned him of, and saved them there not once nor twice. See, so ultimately that's what we're doing. We are warning Israel of the advances of this devil. This man, his plots, plan, scheme. You know, I'm telling you, don't take the jab when that was a thing. Don't take it. Don't believe the things that this man say. Don't bite on the bait that he'll put out, because it's an effort to kill you. And that's what we were warning the people. It says, therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants and said unto them, will ye not show me which is others for the king of Israel? And which now in this time the Lord put the spirit on these certain devils. They're called whistleblowers, where they actually would be involved in these certain rituals and witness certain things for them to defect and tell the world, man. Which in this case, when we read this, they wasn't going behind the king's back. But in this case, concerning Esau, even the so-called white man, they are. For the guy Jeff Russo, you have other guys as well. You had the I forgot his first name, but the guy last name was Goldberg, concerning this devil coming and range your homes during blackouts. That's part of the playbook of this devil, and you got the prophets expounding on it now. 9 things are not going according to plan on Esau's end, but it is in the scriptures. It's all part of the script, but it's not for Esau though. That's why I said the king of Syria, his heart was so troubled, man. He was troubled in the mind. Why? Because ultimately the testimony of Yahushua. It says, this is the point, verse 12 says, and one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet that is in Israel telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. See? So that's what the Lord have given us. The secret meetings, the information of this devil and his agenda. The Lord have revealed it unto us, and we're putting it out. We're shedding light on it, especially concerning that Quran, because that's reality, man. That's, like I said, that's not a theory. It's a conspiracy, but it's a conspiracy fact. You know, these devils, these other nations are conspiring together to the overthrow of Israel. You know? So going back, Job 5 and verse 12, it reads, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. See? So it's going to be this information to where this man is not going to be able to crown his enterprise a success. Because everything this man is doing is by deception. So the truth is going to fall all that. What the scripture says, he frustrated the tokens of the liars and turned the wise man backward. Well, the Lord Yahweh Shema is doing it by the way of the prophets, bringing these things to light. And one of those things is the Quran. And this devil telling you that's what it is. In so many ways. That's why the clip said, are you saying the silent things loud again? And that's what this devil got. He got to tell you. But do you have discernment to pick up on it? It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. See? So this man he's gonna actually it says his own counsel is gonna lead is gonna cause him to fall. And that's why it also says the knowledge of wickedness is not even wisdom. So the Lord allowed this man to go so far, but eventually he's going to be stomped. You know, and it starts by the way of his word. He can't continue with his plans as he see fit. He's calling a lot of audibles on the fly. This nigga got Biden offers. I mean, just a lot of things you see that this devil, he's not what he used to be. Why? Because we had his latter end. That strength he once had has left. It tells you that they're languishing. And that's on all levels, from this man physically, where he can't reproduce. He's not erecting. Even spiritually concerning power. These other nations, they already looking at who gonna be next up. Because they see that the so-called white man is falling. Even himself, it tells that he knows that he had but a short time. And that's why the Charagma is really an act of desperation. That's like a Hail Mary. You know, a half-court shot. Because he only got so many seconds left on the clock. It says, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. See? It said they meet with darkness in the daytime. So yeah, now this man, his plans, these different meetings, those secret meetings are now being exposed. You know, the different plans, plots, and schemes are now in the open. You know, it was a point in time where you had these different Illuminati tapes floating around. You know, you might get it from your cousin. You know, you watch it, you hold it about a good week or two. Then you show it, you give it to another cousin, you know. And now they got to take, you trade the Illuminati tapes going into this man's agenda, how the music industry and certain things, the fools and shit. So ultimately, it's the Lord putting his agenda on out there. Matter of fact, let's get there in the book of Jeremiah 49. And Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. It's like this, Isaiah. Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10, it reads, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. See? And he shall not be able to hide himself. So it's just like ripping somebody's clothes off. You have been stripped naked. You're not being covered. I tell you, the Lord's going to uncover the foreskin. So that means the heads will be exposed. The powers that be, the one that's trolling, manipulating shit, is calling the shots, so to speak. They're the ones that's being exposed. And their agenda as well. Those secret places that's going to those secret meetings, man. And one of those things that this man has on the list is to seek help everyone, man. That's not just a wild idea now. That's not a shot from the hip. Even these devils letting you know that's their intentions. So this is not a theory, a wild guess. Like I said, you're hypothesizing. And what else? No, this is what it is. It says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He should not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. See? And that's going to lead to him going down. Him being spoiled and him being as nothing. It starts by him being exposed. Who he is, number one. and his agenda. You know, that's just like Madden. I know you finna throw it to square. And you ain't got no choice but to throw it to square. But that's how it is with the so-called white man. He don't have no choice but to implement the Quran, to make it mandatory. Why? Because that's part of prophecy. You can't resist the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So going back, Job 5 and 14 again said, they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. See? Because ultimately he don't do well when light is in the midst. Because he's a nocturnal animal. You know, his rulership is also known as darkness, which is, you know, misinformation. So when truth is on display, he don't do well. And really, this man really hate truth, and that's what's going to lead him to whoever got it. He's going to kill him. That's why you got the FEMA kill list. And on the red list, it tells you those are outspoken ministers. Those are the spiritual radios telling you that this man is telling his play, you know. Telling you it's a reverse. Telling you that he's going to toss it to the right. Ultimately, him implement that thing and gets going back. This is a reality. These are the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua coming to pass. So matter of fact, I wrap it up with this. Habakkuk chapter 2 in verse 3, it reads, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. And that's prophecy, you know, the conclusion that the build to it, man. It's an appointed time where these things are going to take place, you know, the end of the world, with the end of this age, it was going to happen under the watch of Esau. Everything's going to be concluded when Esau came into power, you know, with this beast system. Because it tells you that appointed time, it tells you it's a certain time, but also in that definition, it says an appointed place. That's why you read 2 Ezra, the 4th chapter. And I believe the 28th verse, it tells you concerning America pretty much had to be sold. This place had to be on the scene for everything to come together. And, you know, so this is the time where the vision is taking place. And part of it is the Quran. See, that's the steps to the destruction of America. You know? That's why it tells you that when you read St. Matthew 24 chapter, it tells you concerning immediately after the tribulation, then the Son of Man will come. So that tribulation is going to be the time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. The Quran might have to be on the scene for everything to, you know. So this is that appointed time. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. See, and how is it speaking? By the way, we just seen it. The video, you got different news clips concerning these higher ups and their intentions. Giving you that thing. They coming out with, they want to have a bad reason, a plausible reason, a solid, what they say, a solid reason to give your children the thing. It's speaking, and it's not lying. It's being made manifest through an article, a video, a news clip. You might have a motherfucker live streaming a C-hip party. Everybody lined up to go get it. It's speaking. It said, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, see? Because everything is happening. Everything is really racing to the destruction of America. That's why we're seeing so much activity. Prophecy is happening everywhere. From this war is building up. Right, he's saying it's pretty much when a nuclear time. The pestilence There's always some, even though this devil, let's say this devil made it up, whatever, it's a fluke. Eventually, it's not gonna be. From just the dead bodies, the Lord gonna lead. I'll tell you, there's gonna be bodies in the street. No man shall bury them. You know, the chemtrails of you have gotten the jab. These are the steps to the destruction of America, but especially that charagma. That's one of the main signs to know that we are in the end. So just going back, this is not a theory. It's not a wild guess. This is reality. So yeah, I just hold it with edifying. Let it give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Green Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach the word in all true faith and sincerity. DTA, a Bible Ball. Soon. Very soon.